Hi, Jane.
Hi, Susan.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Well, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a visit I had with my sister. And when I get together with my sisters, I stay up late, we talk, we have a wonderful time. We really get along, and we often stay up very late. And so the next morning after my sister visited, I was exhausted, and I went to school and to work and fell asleep. I was so tired. Do you have any experiences like that where you've had you did something and as a result there was some sort of something happened as a result of what you did?
Yeah. I don't know, a couple weeks ago I went to visit a friend over the weekend, which was really fun, but then I was super behind on my work all week.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that is completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, so I want today we're going to talk about cause and effect when something happens, and when we do something, and there's a result. We're going to go from spoken language to academic language, because we write differently at the college level and in school. So we'll look at both of those, the more informal and the more formal
Okay.
English. So I wanted to show you this picture of cause. Here is what I said. I said I stayed up very late with my sister. That is the cause, and the effect was that I was very sleepy. So I also want to ask you, can you think of something in the some problem in the environment that might be a cause and effect situation?
Yeah. So, like, global warming is caused by the burning of fossil fuels by people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you're right. Fossil fuels would be the cause, and the effect is
Global warming.
global warming. Yeah, great. That is correct. Are there any other problems you can think of in the environment?
Like habitat destruction causes animals to go extinct, or plastic can cause pollution in the oceans. I mean, don't throw it away properly.
Yeah, and the results would be?
Like the oceans are really dirty, and it's hard for species to live in there.
Yeah, so true. That's great. So I want to go through a couple of these kind of statements. So what you talked about right there again was the pollution, the effect of throwing plastic in the water, and then that result, that effect is that the ocean is polluted. So let's run through a couple of ways to do that in language, to express that. So, for instance, we can use the word so, and this is a little more informal language, more spoken language, but the polar ice caps are melting, so there are more floods. Using so it's a conjunction, we call it conjunction, and we put a comma before the conjunction.
Okay.
So can you read that for me?
The polar ice caps are melting, so there are more floods.
Great. And you see the comma right there before the so?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's practice. So my example was, I stayed up late talking with my sister. That is the cause. So I was very sleepy the next morning. Now you create your own.
Like, we release, leave plastic bottles and things in the ocean, so the ocean gets very dirty.
Great, that's perfect. Okay, let's look at because. Because is is language we do use in college and at school. So it's great to learn this vocabulary and this way of constructing sentences. So let's go ahead and look at this. Because the polar ice caps are melting, there are more floods. Now, do you see how that's because in the front of the sentence, and we put a comma after that clause. That's your dependent clause, and we put a comma there. And this is your independent. So when it's in the front of the sentence, we put the comma separating the two clauses.
Okay.
There are more floods because polar ice caps are melting. In this instance, the dependent clause, can you see that? The dependent clause that follows the independent clause.
Okay.
So there is
So
no
you don't
comma.
need a comma?
No comma.
All right.
Okay. So let's practice. You could use your, let's practice with your statement about the polluted water.
Okay.
Let's try this one first.
Yeah. The ocean is very dirty because we let plastic waste in it. Yeah. And because we leave plastic waste in the ocean, it becomes very dirty.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, this is another transition word for showing cause and effect.
Okay.
And in this instance, you're going to have the independent clause end with a period, and then begin the next sentence. Okay?
Okay.
Another way to do this, as you can see down here, is to have a semicolon. And we put a comma after the transition word. So let's go ahead and look at this. The polar ice caps are melting, therefore there are more floods. And do you want to read this next one?
The polar ice caps are melting. Therefore, there are more floods.
Perfect. Okay, now take an example from your from some of the global issues that you mentioned,
Okay.
and use therefore.
We pollute the ocean with a lot of plastic. Therefore, the ocean becomes very dirty.
Lovely. Okay, let's take a look at these sentences, and let's use improve these sentences by using so, because, and therefore. Why don't you take a look at that and see if you can use that language to show cause and effect.
So for the first one, consumers are often attracted by new products, so they tend to throw away electronic equipment too soon.
Great. Now, why don't you try that one with a different word?
Okay.
So, because, or therefore, for a transition word.
Because consumers are often attracted by new products, they tend to throw away electronic equipment too soon.
Great. Okay. Why don't you? Okay, go ahead and try this last sentence and use use therefore. That would be great.
Modern civilization generates too many greenhouse gases. Therefore, this has upset a delicately balanced ecological system.
Terrific. Okay. So think about some cause and effect sentences, maybe the topics we've talked about, or other things that are affecting the environment, or a subject of your choice about the environment, and create. I'd like you to write down. Write a paragraph with the following format. We understand some of the causes of the environmental crisis that we are now facing in the world. And then you can put down some of your thoughts, and we will end with all of these environmental issues are caused by human activity, and humans can make positive changes to improve the situation. So between those two sentences, the topic sentence, after that you would put 3 sentences that use so, because, and since to express cause and effect.
Okay.
There you go. That's great. It looks wonderful. Good job.
Thank you.
Well, great. Well, today we learned about how to write cause and effect sentences, and you can take this with you as a format for writing your sentences in the future. Good. We learned how to
Thank you.
use therefore and so and because, and I hope you will use that that language moving forward.
I definitely will.
Okay, great.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.